Hello. Everyone's talking about Jaguar at the moment, aren't they? For better or worse. So I thought I'd have a stab at fixing Jag. And I'm aware that this is an incredibly cliche murdering journalist thing to do, with no product planning experience or marketing experience or engineering experience, but go, I know what they should do. But I'm gonna try and ground it in reality. In the business at the moment, in the market at the moment, as best as I can. And you can let me know in the comments below whether you think I'm on the money or totally hopeless and it's all a complete fallacy. I don't usually talk much about industry stuff, but I've been really sort of intrigued by this problem, I guess. What should Jaguar do? Because it's done so many things. It's tried almost everything over the past 40, 50 years, and it's never really worked. Well, it's gone bankrupt 7 times or been sold 7 times or something like that. Its heydays were definitely the, the XKSS and the D-Type and the E-Type. And the E-Type was 1961. That's more than 60 years ago. And there's been some really good Jags since, okay? F-Type's great. XE was a nice car. XF was a nice car. Various XJs, but they haven't sold in the numbers needed. They haven't captured the imagination in terms of volume or price that it needed to. So, what should we do? I mean, Jaguar's obviously got its own ideas on what it should do. It's done the Type 00 concept. For those of you that don't know, I'm sure everyone watching this has seen it, but some of the facts around that car is it's going to be all electric, all-wheel drive, about 650, 700 kilometers of range, fast recharging, electric only. It's not going to be a 2-door. The concept's a 2-door, but the actual car's going to be a 4-door, kind of like a Porsche Taycan, and it's going to be priced around Porsche Taycan turbo money, 120,000 pounds or so. So in Australia, probably 300 grand, high 200s, low $300,000. Will that work? It may work. I hope it does work, because Jaguar is a cool brand. They're trying to rebrand it, but Jaguar is, I think everyone agrees, that's why there's been so much furor around it, is Jaguar is a cool brand. They've made cool cars. They're an iconic part of motoring history. So, what would I do first? Firstly, I'd relaunch the brand on the CX-75. Not a CX-5, that'd be hopeless. A CX-75, and this is obviously the concept car that was going to be turbine powered or whatever. It then went in a James Bond film with a 5-litre supercharged V8 in the back of it. Ian Callum is now, and his a team have now made a one-off productionized vehicle for a very wealthy collector. It looks incredible. It looks like a Jag. It looks like a modern Jag. Unsurprisingly, given Ian Callum designed it, and he did a heap of modern Jags. It's a fantastic car. I can think of no better car to relaunch the brand with than that. In terms of powertrain, I'll expand on this topic later, but I think the best engine for it is the twin-turbo V8 from BMW, because that tie-up is already there. That's the engine that goes in the Range Rover now, the Range Rover Sport SV, the Land Rover Defender Octa. So 650 horsepower in the back of a car that looks like that. 400 grand-ish, great materials. I can't see how that car would not sell a few thousand, just to relaunch the brand as a halo product. I still think it's forward looking. There's an element of a nod to the past, because it's kind of a modern what's that, XJ13 that they did a one-off of. I think that would be the perfect car to relaunch the brand. Now, what goes underneath that? I actually think the Type 00 looks quite cool. I don't think they helped themselves with the teeth gnashing by revealing it in pink. There's a blue one that they did as well, which looks, got nothing against pink, but it looks fantastic in blue. Super long bonnet. What I don't understand is why, if they're relaunching the brand, wanting to copy nothing, start again, aim for a different buyer, younger, why they've made a large, expensive GT car, because that's typically bought by old people with lots of money. Bentleys, Astons, Jaguars. I don't really see the connection there between wanting to aim for younger wealthy people and making a car that you've been synonymous with. And they were talking about the E-Type. They launched it as a two-door to be connected to the E-Type, and it's got a type name, Type 00, like F-Type, E-Type, D-Type. It's so muddled. It's we want a clean break, but here are all these references to what we've done previously. Anyway, I think that car looks cool. I think it would work as a two-door. I think it works as a four-door. The problem is EV, and I guess, you know, I've got nothing against EVs per se, but everyone I talk to says that people who are spending large amounts of money on premium cars don't want EVs. They don't really want hybrids. Rolls-Royce Spectre, Porsche Taycan less so. That's selling okay here, but I mean in the UK, in Europe, it seems there's plenty around. Audi can't shift e-trons. Rolls-Royce can't shift Spectres. The list goes on. There seems to be a real resistance for whatever reason. And I was talking to someone about this yesterday, and they had a good point in that part of that is what wealthy people tend to have lots of money and no time. And EVs, in a sense, trade money. They're cheaper to run, but it does take time, even just time to plug it in when you get home. It's not the end of the world, but it's more time than just going beep and locking the car. Maybe there's something in that, I don't know. But what I do know is that those who are trying to sell high-end EVs are struggling a lot. So I think the Type 00 being all EV is a problem. However, I think there's plenty of room under that massive bonnet for the powertrain from the new M5. Again, would BMW give you its sort of flagship powertrain under that engine deal? Maybe. It might. It's giving them the twin turbo V8. I think I'd like it not to be PHEV, but I think it would need to be PHEV for Jaguar to survive under the latest, you know, EU7 regs and all that sort of stuff, and to get the required fleet average emissions. But I reckon surely under that massive, like 2 meter long bonnet or whatever it is, there's room for the battery pack and the engine. Yes, it would be heavy, but it's going to weigh a massive amount anyway, being all EV, especially with the battery pack that it's going to have, which I suspect will be well over 100 kilowatt hours. So it's going to be lighter than that. And I think that car with the M5's, what is it, 727 horsepower, 1000 Newton meter all-wheel drive drivetrain in two-door and four-door guys would be awesome. Be priced above, it would kind of be like, I guess, the 8 Series. It'd be Jaguar's 8 Series. Two-door, four-door M8 Grand Coupe. I don't know if the 8 Series is going to live that much longer, but I think that suits. I think that's appropriate for a Jag. It solves a few issues in that it gives the right amount of performance. It ticks an eco box because that car's got 60 odd Ks of EV range. It's still going to make a great V8 noise. Maybe not stock because of latest regs, but you could make it make a good noise. And which we get to in a second, I reckon you could make it then a lower price version and have a tier with the S58 or B58 BMW engine, which happens to be in the car I'm driving at the moment, Toyota Supra B58 engine, because Jags are about straight sixes. A couple of people have said to me, oh, Jags should be straight six, and I kind of agree, they should be a straight six. Straight sixes are great. They're synonymous with the brand. All its famous cars have straight sixes. And who makes probably the best straight sixes in the world? BMW. The people you have an engine deal with currently. So if the flagship version is the twin turbo V8 PHEV version underneath it for say 300 grand, like if the flagship ones, if the flagship ones say 300 grand, maybe this is 260, 250, wedged between, definitely under Bentley, under Aston Martin, above the likes of Audi, BMW, Mercedes maybe, and put a straight six in it. You can hybridize it if need be. I don't think that S58 engine is hybrid capable yet, but surely it's on the way, or can be on the way. So that kind of feeds into everything then. You've got your flagship supercar, V8 ICE, relaunches the brand, your next then quasi-volume products, because we do want to go push premium. I think Jaguar is absolutely right to push premium. I think it's got the brand equity, it's got the brand cachet to wear that if the product's right. So I think that's fine for prices to go up, to be more exclusive. We want less volume, we want more margin, we want greater personalization. So then we've got our supercar, then below that we've got our like super GTs, we've got 2-door and 4-door, Type 00, V8 PHEV, straight 6 hybrid. And then that, it goes from there, doesn't it? If they want a crossover slash SUV, it's just kind of a raised version of that same car. Again, plug-in hybrid tech, lean on BMW, give them a stake if they need to, 10%. And then if there's a smaller car below that, that probably peaks out as S58 at the top, and then maybe a B58 underneath. So you've got then a range, you've got, I guess, a medium 4-door, or medium 4-door and coupe, but medium 4-door, if you look at the plan, medium 4-door, got a crossover slash SUV, we've got a flagship coupe and 4-door, and we've got a supercar that's probably limited, 1,000 units, maybe 1,500 units, just to relaunch the brand. You've got straight 6 engines, classic for Jaguar. You've got twin turbo V8. I think that's pretty Jaguar. The noise it makes, the experience it gives, big torque, lots of power, still quite relaxed in its dynamics. It's not highly strung. Could you make a motorsport version? Maybe that's not what Jaguar needs to be though. Maybe it needs to be more of a tourer, a grand tourer, a more luxurious car. Don't worry about trying to make a super focused 911 GT3 competitor. Give that to Porsche, you can have that. Or give it to BMW's M division. In a sense, they could have, to continue the BMW theme, they could have more of an Alpina vibe. Lots of performance, refinement, exclusivity, quality, personalization. And I think that gets you to 2030. I mean, these cars are going to be, and that's the thing, I'll sign off with this, that Jaguar's plan might work, because while I say that no one sort of wants premium EVs now, I saw a quote from someone high up in Jaguar saying these cars are intended to be in their prime in 2030. A lot can change in the 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. Maybe by that stage, people have got used to EVs. They want them, the infrastructure's there, the desire's there. So, it'll all be fine. And you'd be mad not to obviously engineer the cars to adopt all powertrains. Again, I'm sounding like a broken record, but like BMW has, it's engineering its cars to take internal combustion, hydrogen, hybrid, EV, everything. So you'd want to future-proof yourself like that. But I guess I've laid it out, haven't I? If this is the best strategy you've ever heard, Jaguar, put me on as a consultant, give me $5 million a year, everyone will be happy. But obviously this is just kind of a fun video for whatever, but I think I've tried with this not to just go, oh, they should reintroduce the E-Type, and oh, they should, you know, they should have 12-litre V12s, naturally aspirated, revving to 9,000. It's not realistic, it can't happen. Those things can't happen. So in the real world of trying to make cars that aren't going to cost a massive amount, i.e. they're not going to have to do their own powertrain program, not having to do their own straight 6 and V8, there's probably $1 billion. Can that get them through this next 5 years and set them up for whatever the next stage is? Maybe, maybe not. But if you've made it this far, let me know in the comments what you think or what you'd do to save Jaguar or relaunch Jaguar. And I guess in time, we'll see if Jaguar has the right idea. Thanks for watching. See you next time.